Have you been wondering if Spokane is the right city for you to move to? Well, in this video, I'm going to break down the top 5 reasons why Spokane might be that place. Hey everyone, welcome back to Living in Spokane, Washington. If you're new to the channel, my name's Hunter McKay, and I'm a local real estate broker. I'm here to tell you that after living in Spokane for the last 21 years, exactly what it's like to be a Spokane native. If you ever have any questions or comments, don't hesitate to reach out. My cell phone and email are below in the comments, and you're welcome to reach out anytime. Okay, the first thing we're going to talk about is affordability. And before any longtime Spokane natives hop in on the comments about how unaffordable we've become, this is a comparison to other places on the West Coast that we'd also like to live. Everywhere in the United States is unaffordable as crap right now, and that's just an unfortunate reality of the economy. Spokane is actually way more affordable than similar cities to its size all over the West Coast. In addition to this being a no-income tax state, housing costs are also much lower than similar-sized cities across the West Coast, and so it makes it a really great area for families to move to, especially when looked at in combination with how highly rated the public school system is in this area. The two largest cities in Washington are Seattle and Spokane. Obviously a huge population difference between the nearly 2.5 million in Seattle and the some 500,000 in the greater Spokane area, but the cost difference between the two cities is massive. Not just housing, but the cost of just going out for sushi in the two different areas is insane. Having lived in both cities, I feel like I got a front row seat to what it's like. Here in Spokane, I own a home that is conservatively worth $1.1 million. I did buy it low and I put a lot of work into it, but I could never dream of buying something like that in Seattle because when I bought my home, it was $375,000 that I put some work into it, and I'm just in the right area. Spokane is an area where you can actually do that. It's terrifying to me to think about doing it in Seattle because $1.1 million was a 2-bedroom condo. Here, $1.1 million is a 4-unit complex that gets to be part of my income, and it's an amazing difference. When I think about going out to eat, I can take 4 friends to a restaurant here and pick up the bill without even worrying about it. In Seattle, if I did that kind of move, I would be sweating bullets wondering if I could make my rent payment. If you're a Spokane native, I would love to hear your thoughts on how the affordability is working out for you in this area. I know we've covered this a lot in past videos, but Spokane really is known for its outdoor activities. Lakes, mountains, skiing, biking, hiking, you name it, it's all here. If you like to go kayaking, there's 17 different rivers you can go drop a kayak into. There's amazing different areas that you can just go and adventure and find a frozen waterfall in the middle of winter, or you can go snowshoeing, or you can go snowmobiling in certain areas. If you are willing to drive, that opens up so many different activities and areas that are really just not open to me because I like to stay warm. I don't like the winter. So if you're an all seasons kind of person, Spokane is just an amazing plethora of different activities. I really love it for 6 months out of the year, and that's enough for me to suffer the winter because I am originally from Las Vegas and I am still cold. It is February and it is kind of gray today, but it was sunny, and it is always sunny for June, July, and August. And so just come and enjoy the outdoors. And it doesn't matter what kind of season you enjoy, Spokane has all 4 and they're all beautiful. One of my favorite stories that I tell people is when my family first moved to Spokane. It was like late and we didn't know that we couldn't order pizza because it was past 7 o'clock. Again, remember this is 2004, not 2024. And so it's a lot better now. But back then we would go to the grocery store and be like, ugh, we're grumpy, we're tired, we're from the big city, we don't want to interact with anyone right now. And there's this little old lady kind of walking down the bread aisle at me and my parents. I'm like 11. And even at 11, I'm thinking to myself, Mom, why is that funny lady at the end of the aisle smiling and waving at us? Do we know her? And my mom goes, no, we don't know her. And this whole interaction was strange to us because, again, big city, small city, why is this person waving at us? Why is she smiling? This is just who she was. She just saw us, strangers, in the bread aisle at 9 o'clock at night at a Yolks. And so she wanted to wave and smile. And this kind of happening occurs every time one of my clients relocates from a different area. They come into Spokane and they say, why are all of the strange people smiling and waving at me? It's because they're happy to live here and they're welcoming you to their area. So they wave and they smile because they're having a good life. and you can too. I know that not everyone is going to agree with my experience of Spokane, and I'm going to challenge you that you just haven't lived for an extended period of time in a truly metropolitan area where people do not care about you, not even a little bit. And it's not like they hate you. It's like they're so truly neutral because they are so busy and overwhelmed with their own life that you do not matter, not even a little bit. Seattle is a great place to make money, to build a beautiful home, to enjoy parts of the nature that are unique to the Seattle area. But even the locals admit that it's hard to make friends because everyone's lives are so full working at Amazon or Google or Facebook, and it is challenging to find people who will take the time to just smile and wave. And so that's what I appreciate about Spokane. It's slower. It's a place that cares about family, and it's a place that cares about enjoying life where we can. All right, let's talk about economic growth in Spokane. Over the last really 10 years, Spokane has sustained some pretty massive economic growth in certain sectors and then really lagged behind in other areas. We don't have a lot of infrastructure. We are going to have a traffic problem at the rate that we are growing. That's just something we're going to have to deal with. We are Seattle 2.0. However, we have a robust medical industry. We have so many hospitals and dentist offices and medical buildings, it boggles my mind. Like, I don't actually understand how we can have so many with the population that we have until I recognize that we service all of the rural area around Spokane as well. And so if you're in the medical field, there are so many different jobs. There are also lots of new restaurants all the time. But a lot of service jobs in Spokane have gone away. A lot of machining jobs in Spokane have gone away. There are a lot less opportunities for the average person who does not have unique skill sets. And so if you're moving from somewhere else, make sure you either come with a job or you have a job secured, because hitting the ground running and just hoping that someone is going to hire you is actually going to be more challenging, because a lot of companies already have local people that they know and trust and rely on, and those relationships have been built sometimes across family lines for many generations in this area. And a lot of the companies that are still standing in this area have and will respect those family ties. A lot of the bigger corporations will hire you regardless of where you're living, and so interview ahead of time. Get in those job applications. Don't just think that it'll work out for you because it has in other areas. One of the largest proponents of growth in our area has been Amazon. We've had 2 different large Amazon facilities hit the area, one in Spokane Valley and one in Airway Heights. And Amazon is kind of like an anchor tenant. When they come in, other corporations follow and choose that area as a hub for more machining and other jobs that are unique to Amazon style of business. So we can expect a few more jobs in that kind of area as Amazon continues to grow and distribute in Spokane. Despite its size, Spokane has a pretty decent arts and culture scene. They host a number of different events throughout the year, including Art Fest and Terrain as 2 of my favorites. After you're done exploring the many theaters, museums, and galleries, you can pop over to Art Fest, which is an annual 3-day event. It happens in late May or early June, and it's been happening since 1985. They have approximately 100 artists with various mediums, including painting, photography, jewelry, and ceramics, all participate from across the state. Terrain is a multi-day event that takes place in downtown around Brown's Addition, and they block off a few of the streets and have a multi-day event that's an amazing exhibit for all different kinds of art medium. Everything is welcome there, from dance, music, to all kinds of art exhibits, and it's a really cool event. You should definitely come. Another event I'd like to highlight is the Gathering at the Falls Powwow. It's a Native American event that has been happening for almost a quarter of a century. During August, Native nations would make the journey to the Spokane River as salmon made their way upstream. Today, because of the dam, salmon can no longer travel up the river, but the tribes still gather to celebrate the tradition. Over 200 tribes have been represented at the festival, where singers, dancers, and drummers continue sharing their culture and history. Thanks for watching today's video, and if you have any reasons that I didn't include, please share them with us. Why would you want to move to Spokane? And don't forget to subscribe, that way you can see us next time.